So the thought process was, if it's someone in their immediate household gets it, then, and they need to quarantine, we would take care of that also, because it wasn't their fault that their family member got it and brought it home. But it's really important for us to keep it out of our building in the first place. And what I don't want to do is be in a situation where people are coming in because they are out of sick days or not willing. Take a look at that. I just want Dr. Cooper and I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Yes, it does. There are some financial things tied to it. It is certainly not FFCRA. They wouldn't get it for childcare. They wouldn't have any benefits in regards to that, and that says that in there. Thoughts? That's probably something maybe you want to bring to the whole board, Bucky.
Yeah. I'm sorry for this. I didn't know what we were doing there. Yeah, Julia, if that works during my presentation, I could kind of at least make reference to this.
Yeah.
Pretty please?
Yeah.
On behalf of Rob. Okay, Rob, do we want to go on to another policy now?
Yep.
Okay. The next policy I have is, I'm sorry, school, it's titled School Organization. It's 802 and it's new. So, Rob, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. This is a recommended policy by PASBO. It's pretty straightforward. We do have to change. This is, like I said, all brand new, and they're recommending that we pass this. We do have to make it customized for Daniel Boone. If we pass this, it should say primary center, intermediate center, and the grade primary center K-2, intermediate center 3 to 5, middle school 6 to 8, high school 9 to 12. We followed the Princeton model. As you know, we reorganized the district about 5 years ago now at this point in time under the Princeton model. But we just got to change, Bucky, if you change those to primary center K-2, intermediate center 3 to 5, middle school 6 to 8, high school 9 to 12. It's a pretty benign policy, but they recommend we have it.
So, yeah, I just marked down rename.
Yeah.
Primary center. And intermediate center. The years look like they're correct, right?
Pretty much. Primary center should say K2, intermediate center should be 3-5, middle school and high school are correct.
And what are we changing the name on?
You should have, we need to write in primary center.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I had intermediate center 3 to 5.
Yeah,
And then middle school stays middle school, or are we calling that?
that's fine.
Okay. All right, go on to the next one.
School security personnel?
Yeah. We'll just put first reading on that.
Yeah, first reading.
Okay. Next one would be school security personnel 805.2.
Okay, there's going to need to be some modifications to this one. A lot of it is customization for Daniel Boone. First, using our titles and our organization that we have here at the district. So if you go under, Bucky, if you go under delegation of responsibility,
Sure.
it should say the district security officer shall report directly to the assistant to the superintendent.
Okay, so that's the first line, or is that
Second line.
second line? Is school safety and security coordinator shall report to the assistant.
Strike school safety and security coordinator, because that's not what we call it.
What do you call it now?
The district security officer shall report.
Okay.
And it
To
should-
the assistant,
To the superintendent.
and shall be responsible for the following. Okay.
And I would check school security guards. If we outsource our school security guards,
Okay. And we leave the other ones blank.
I believe there's, if you turn the page,
Yep.
if you go down about halfway, it says the board directs the district security officer, again, and strike out school safety and security coordinator.
Okay. Cross it out.
And we can check any one of these that you guys want to hear from him. As you guys know, at the end of the year, Greg presents to the school board an executive session about our school safety for the year. Greg's our school security officer, and he presents to the board of directors, kind of gives a summary of the year, number of serious incidents, weapons violations, drug issues, anything that maybe happened that's relevant to the schools, an executive session at the end of the year. He can present on basically most of these here. If you take a look at those 9 possibilities, I mean, I can certainly give you recommendations there, but if you take a look at that, whatever you guys want to hear, Greg can present on.
So the reports of required emergency preparedness, is that something that he even shared with us or is shared with us in executive session type
Yeah,
thing?
he did last June.
That's what I thought. Yeah. He stuck around. Right.
Yep.
So I'd say we want that.
Yeah, he definitely will. That would be great.
All right, the next one's information on the required school safety, and I would think we want to know that too. Rod?
Yep, I will.
Okay. Safe to say. If anybody has an opinion on this,
I would definitely do the safe to say, guys.
okay.
Safe to say is where the things that ones that come to the students come out.
Would we go with the next one?
I would for 4. I would.
Okay. Gathering, you went 5 too. Are we doing?
1 year-over-year data. That's up to you guys if you want that or not.
Do you think we need to have the previous year? All right, we can pass. I mean, if that's something that we don't. All right, updates regarding. Do we?
6 is pretty benign. They're usually not changed. I mean, there's-
Right, number 6 we don't need. Okay.
State police, no one.
Updates.
But there's changes. We'll let you know.
Which do we need?
7, I think, is a good one. Any updates to laws and regs?
Okay.
Safety.
We'll say yes to that.
8's a good one, I think.
The next one, yes.
I would.
That's probably was told to us in executive session. Information on grants.
Grants are always approved by the board on the board agenda. I don't think Greg needs to necessarily do that. He doesn't usually write those grants. I usually write those grants.
And then we vote on it.
I don't even vote on it.
Yep. Okay, so we want to go to the next section, next page. Guidelines.
Yeah, if you turn the page, we don't call us, the state has different names for different things, believe it or not. And so school police officer is not our title, and that's a little bit different. Like our people, for example, don't have arresting powers. They can't carry a weapon with them. Those are things that school police officers may be able to do. So that entire page is not applicable, so I would cross that out, Bucky.
The whole page?
the whole page, and I would go over even the next page and cross out SRO, well, that whole section also.
Do I go down to where it says school security guard?
Yeah, I'm going all the way down to that point, right there.
But not that far.
I wouldn't go any further.
Okay.
And then where it said, and this is just lining this proposed policy up with what we do, contract for, I would check contract for one or four more security guards. We outsource, as I said, our school security guards. Greg is in charge of them, but the people, obviously, we hire through a company.
Okay. So I would assume you want to get rid of or at least part of number 5, or both. We don't want either one. We don't have school police officers.
What's that, Bucky? I'm sorry.
Well, no, I jumped up to 5 where we had our the next page.
Yeah.
Or did I go too fast?
Yeah, I don't think we need to have 5 there.
Can I just get rid of that?
Yeah, I think we can get rid of that. What I would do is change 6 to 5.
Okay.
Then you see there's check boxes underneath of there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do those. They aren't authorized to carry firearms. We can cross all those proposals out right there.
I can cross all 4 of those out.
Yeah, we can cross all 4 of those out.
Okay.
That would be equivalent to what we do in practice here at that area.
Okay. So then, reading. All right, then we'll go to policy child abuse.
Okay, obviously we have a policy on this already. There's some smaller modifications. They're in bold print, you can see them there. They're tied to some regulatory changes. Some of the changes, I mean, like the one, we have to get a poster and put it up in a prominent place. It's minor and benign. And it looks like there's a section on aiding and abetting sexual abuse too that wasn't there in the previous policies. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, all the bold stuff is what's new. And what we're doing is just lining it up with regs. Good to go to first reading on that?
Okay. Now, page number 5. I have a big red arrow on my thing. There is it's under training. I don't know if that's on.
District shall provide each volunteer, if you do that, that's a huge like every volunteer, you may not get volunteers. If you make them sit through it for 3 hours.
So what do we want to, do we
Just
just,
leave it unchecked. I mean, we can check it, but if you make, what'll happen is if you make them sit through a 3-hour training,
Yeah.
they'll be less likely to volunteer to do something.
yeah.
It's up to you guys.
All right, can I take my little red arrow and get rid of that? Or just leave it unchecked?
Yeah, and that's not required by code.
Okay.
It's just there as an option. We require it, and we will do it, and people get turned away too.
Okay. And then, actually, there's one more. I guess the last policy is opening exercises and flag displays.
The bold stuff is in there. This is kind of practice more than anything else. It's not a big deal. The PASBO is recommending the bold stuff that's in there.
Okay.
This
All right, so it's
recommendation came from them.
pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to add? All right, and then what I'll do is I'll pass out that one policy and we can discuss it during the meeting. All right. I think that concludes our policy review committee meeting for December 7th. Thank you.